Have you ever asked yourself why the darkest moments of your life left the deepest lessons? Why growth never seems to come from comfort, but always through heartbreak, betrayal, failure, or even silence? Pain. It's uncomfortable, it's tough, and sometimes it feels unbearable. But here's the truth. No man grows without pain. Every struggle, every challenge, every heartbreak is a stepping stone on the path to becoming stronger, wiser, and better. Today, we're diving deep into a truth many avoid. No man, and I mean no one, grows without pain. But what kind of pain? And how can you turn it into your power? Stay with me, because this might just be the permission you need to stop running from the fire and start walking through it. Pain is the first teacher. And unlike the ones in school, pain doesn't wait for your permission to teach. It shows up uninvited, raw, loud, and sometimes too early. For many of us, pain didn't wait until adulthood. It came during childhood, in a silent bedroom, in the tears we cried alone, in the rejection we didn't understand. Maybe it was the absence of father, or the harsh words of a mother struggling with her own storms. Maybe it was bullying, loss, poverty, or just never being told you mattered. Childhood pain has a strange way of shaping who we become. It builds armor before we even understand why we need it. It forces us to grow up too fast, to learn things most kids don't have to learn, to toughen up before tenderness had a chance. And even though we don't always talk about it, the truth is, those early wounds, they never really disappear. They live in our decisions, our fears, our relationships, but they also hold power. Because pain, when seen through the right eyes, teaches us awareness. It teaches us how to feel, how to understand what's missing, how to seek something better than what we've known. See, without pain, there's no urgency, no fire, no push to change. Pain is often the reason we stop settling, the reason we start asking questions, the reason we walk away from what's familiar and reach for what's possible. Pain pushes us to grow. It challenges our comfort. It strips away the lies we've told ourselves. And though we rarely welcome it, it almost always arrives at the very moment we need it most. So let me ask you something honestly. What was the first painful memory that made you see life differently? Was it a betrayal? A goodbye you never saw coming? A moment of shame? Whatever it was, that pain taught you something. It awakened something. It shaped something. Don't run from that. Don't bury it. Don't deny it. Because pain, if you listen closely enough, is always trying to teach. Growth requires discomfort. Those three words carry a truth most of us try to avoid. Why? Because discomfort hurts. It stretches you. It tests you. And sometimes it breaks you before it builds you. Let's be honest. We all crave growth. In our finances, our relationships, our character. But when discomfort shows up at the door, we freeze. We panic. We want the rewards, but not the road. But here's the quiet truth nobody likes to say out loud. There is no growth without discomfort. Not one bit. Have you ever wondered how muscles grow? When you lift weights or do push-ups, you're not just strengthening your muscles. You're actually tearing them. That soreness you feel afterward, that's microscopic damage. It's your body saying, I'm rebuilding something stronger. Your emotional and spiritual muscles work the same way. When you face rejection, something inside you tears, but it also starts rebuilding confidence from deeper roots. When you fail at something you cared about, your pride gets crushed, but your wisdom is born in that rubble. When you lose a relationship, it feels like a part of you has died, but that death plants a seed of self-respect, clarity, and peace. Just like the gym, you don't get stronger by resting all day. You get stronger by leaning into resistance. Think of the men and women who inspire you, the entrepreneurs, the leaders, the survivors. They didn't rise by walking a smooth road. Some were betrayed by the very people they loved. Some were broke, ridiculed, abandoned, or misunderstood. Some failed dozens of times before one, yes, changed their lives. What separates them from others isn't luck. It's endurance. They made peace with discomfort. They didn't wait for the pain to leave. They grew inside it. Comfort is the enemy of progress. The more you avoid discomfort, the more you delay your transformation. Here's the question we all need to pause and ask. Why do we expect life to be easy if everything truly valuable is hard to earn? Think about love. Real love, it's not smooth. It's full of hard conversations, learning forgiveness and patience. Think about wealth. It doesn't come from wishing. It comes from discipline, sacrifice, and late nights. Think about healing. Emotional healing isn't passive. It requires tears, inner work, and honesty. So why do we assume that a good life should be pain-free? That growth should feel good? That's the trap. We confuse comfort with peace. But the two are not the same. Discomfort is not the enemy. It's the compass pointing you toward your next level. The next time you feel stretched, don't run. Don't numb it. Sit with it. Breathe through it. Learn from it. Because on the other side of that discomfort is a version of you the world has never seen. Wiser, calmer, stronger, more courageous. You won't recognize yourself, but you'll be proud. When lasted pain strip away your pride and show you the truth. That's not just a question. It's an invitation to look inward, to revisit the silent nights, the tears behind closed doors, the disappointments that felt like betrayal, and the moments when you stood face to face with who you really are. Because let's be honest, we don't truly meet ourselves in comfort. We meet our real selves when we're cracked open. Most people walk through life thinking they're in control of their plans, of people's opinions, of how the world works. But then something happens. You lose a job you thought was secure. Someone you trusted walks away. Life doesn't go the way you dreamed. And suddenly, all the things you thought defined you don't. It's painful. But that pain, it strips away illusion. It teaches you the hard truth. You were never in control. You were only managing appearances. Pain doesn't destroy your life. It destroys your illusions. Have you noticed how pain simplifies everything? When life is going well, we chase so many things: status, followers, validation, trends, perfection. But when pain hits, all that noise fades. You start seeing clearly. You realize what truly matters: peace, family, integrity, purpose. You realize who's really there for you and who is only around for the good times. You realize what you're living for. It's in those quiet moments when you've been humbled by suffering that you start to see the world and yourself for what it really is. What did your last season of pain show you about the things you were chasing? Ego is loud. Pride is stubborn. But pain is the great silencer. It humbles you. It breaks down the walls you built to impress people. It shows you that you don't need to pretend anymore. You just need to heal. You can't fake strength in pain. That's when your soul gets raw, vulnerable, honest. And sometimes that's the version of you the world actually needs. Not the perfect one, but the real one. Pain is where masks fall off. You might not realize it when you're in the middle of the storm, but pain brings perspective. Think about it. That breakup, it revealed what love isn't supposed to feel like. That failure, it taught you what doesn't work and what resilience really means. That betrayal, it exposed where your boundaries need to be. Clarity doesn't come with ease. It comes through loss, reflection, stillness, and then understanding. And when you finally understand, you grow, you evolve. You don't go back to who you used to be. Pain doesn't just change your life. It sharpens your vision. Clarity is a gift pain gives you. But what you do with that gift, that's up to you. You can choose to stay bitter or become better. Stay stuck or evolve. Wallow in resentment or walk into wisdom. When lasted pain strip away your pride and show you the truth. And now that you've seen it, what will you do with that truth? Pain brings clarity, not to destroy you, but to awaken you, to pull you out of illusion and show you what truly matters. It hurts, yes, but it heals too if you let it. Let's pause for a moment and think about something many people are too ashamed to talk about. That word alone carries so much weight. It carries embarrassment, silence, regret, and sometimes even shame. But what if I told you that failure is not your enemy? What if failure is your first real teacher? You see, life doesn't always hand us wisdom wrapped in joy. Sometimes the lessons we need the most come wrapped in disappointment, in doors that slammed in our faces, in dreams that didn't come true, or in people who walked away. But here's the truth that most people don't realize until much later. Painful failures give birth to understanding. Because when you fail, and I mean when you truly fall flat on your face, you don't just learn what went wrong. You learn who you are. You learn what matters. You learn what doesn't. You learn that success without character is empty, and that strength without humility is dangerous. Every mistake you made, no matter how bad it felt, carried a message, a lesson, often disguised in suffering. That relationship you lost, it taught you what love should not feel like. That opportunity you missed, it showed you the value of preparation. That friend who betrayed you, they exposed your blind spot and taught you to guard your heart with wisdom, not just trust. The mistake wasn't the enemy. The refusal to learn from it is. Because the truth is, you either win or you learn, but you never lose if you grow. Read that again. Most people believe they failed because they didn't get the result they wanted. But what if the result was never the goal? What if the real goal was growth? We often admire wise people, the ones who speak with calm, with depth, with grace. But rarely do we ask what made them that way. Behind their calm is chaos they survived. Behind their grace are battles they lost. Behind their wisdom are scars they never show. They didn't read their wisdom in a book. They lived it. They bled for it. They cried for it. And that's why their advice feels so real. Because it came from failing, falling, and rising again. So, the next time life knocks you down, before you beat yourself up, ask this instead. What is this failure trying to teach me? What patterns brought me here? What kind of person is this pain shaping me into? Don't waste your failure. Don't sit in it. Study it. Grow from it. Because failure only breaks those who refuse to listen to its message. You don't become wise by never making mistakes. You become wise by learning from every single one. So if you fail good, that means you've lived. That means you've tried. That means you have a seed of wisdom waiting to grow. If you're humble enough to water it, you either win or you learn. But you never really lose if you grow. Have you ever noticed how people who've never faced real hardship sometimes struggle to truly understand others who are hurting? It's not because they don't care, but because they haven't been there. Pain is a bridge, a shared language that connects souls in a way comfort never can. When someone experiences emotional pain, whether it's loss, rejection, loneliness, or betrayal, it cracks open their heart. This crack isn't a weakness. It's a doorway. It allows compassion and understanding to flow in and out. Those who've never been broken may offer sympathy, but those who have, they offer empathy. They feel the pain of others because they've tasted it themselves. That deep, personal experience becomes a well of kindness and patience that can reach others who are struggling. In a way, emotional pain teaches us how to be truly human, how to connect beyond surface smiles and polite words, right into the core where real healing happens. Here's something powerful to remember. It's not your flawless moments that make you relatable or valuable to others. It's your scars, your wounds, your battles. We live in a world obsessed with perfection, polished images, and success stories, but that's just a highlight reel. What really inspires and helps others are the stories of survival, of courage through darkness. Your scars tell a story. They speak of pain endured and lessons learned. And when you share those stories, whether through words, actions, or just by being authentically present, you give others permission to face their own pain. It's your vulnerability that creates connection. Your honesty about struggles, not hiding them, that builds trust. People don't need superheroes. They need real people who have fallen and risen again. This is the most humbling thought. What if the very pain that hurt you the most, the pain you wish you could erase, is actually the light that guides someone else out of their darkness? Imagine that your story of heartbreak or failure or loneliness becomes a beacon for someone else. That your courage to face your wounds gives another person strength to face theirs. When we begin to see pain like this, it changes everything. Pain becomes purpose. Suffering becomes a form of service. This question isn't just philosophical, it's practical. It calls you to see your pain as a gift, not a curse. A gift that can heal, inspire, and empower others. Be honest with yourself and others. Share your struggles authentically, without shame. Listen deeply to others' pain. When you walk to the fire, you become a safe place for others. Offer kindness, not judgment. Your experience teaches you patience and understanding. Allow your story to be a guide. Whether through conversation, art, or support, your scars can light a path. When you feel broken, remember that brokenness is not the end. It is a beginning. It is a place where your heart opens, where you learn to truly feel for others. And it is the very thing that makes you powerful, useful, and deeply human. Life has a way of revealing our true selves, but almost never does so when things are easy or comfortable. It's in the moments of pain, suffering, and adversity, when everything seems to fall apart, that our real character shines through. It's easy to be kind, confident, or generous when you have money, success, or support around you. But when those safety nets disappear, who do you become? Adversity reveals character, not money, not success. No amount of wealth or status can mask the person beneath the surface during difficult times. Money can buy comfort, but it cannot buy courage, patience, or resilience. Success might bring admiration, but it doesn't guarantee honesty or humility. It's in the hardest moments, when you're broken, rejected, or isolated, that your rawest truth emerges. Think about this carefully. Who you are when you're broken, that's your real self. The pain strips away all pretenses, masks, and illusions. It forces you to confront your fears, your doubts, and your limitations. It might even reveal parts of yourself you've never faced before, your vulnerabilities, your insecurities, and sometimes your strengths that you never knew you had. This is the truth that pain reveals. When everything is lost, what values do you hold on to? When people let you down, do you still believe in kindness? When your dreams shatter, do you give up or do you keep trying? Ask yourself, what did your last heartbreak or failure show you about your values? Did it teach you patience? Did it reveal the importance of self-respect? Or maybe it forced you to forgive, to let go, or to stand up for yourself the first time. Sometimes, pain exposes cracks in our character that we never noticed. But that's not a bad thing. Recognizing those cracks is a first step toward repairing, growing, and becoming a better version of ourselves. The question is whether pain will come, but what you will do when it does. How to embrace this truth humbly. Allow yourself to feel broken. Don't rush to fix or hide your pain. In those moments of brokenness, your true self is emerging. Be honest with yourself. What feelings, fears, or truths have you avoided? Pain forces you to look deeper. Lean into that honesty. Learn from your pain. Instead of running away, ask what this hardship is trying to teach you about your inner strength and your character. Grow from vulnerability. Vulnerability is not weakness. It's a doorway to deeper empathy, wisdom, and connection. Remember, your pain is not a punishment. It is a mirror. And in that mirror, you see who you really are, flaws, strengths, and all. The more you accept this, the more you can shape your future from a place of true understanding. When we talk about growth, it's easy to think that just surviving pain is enough. You might hear people say things like, tough times build tough people, or what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And while these sayings hold some truth, there's a deeper truth that often gets overlooked. True growth isn't just about surviving pain. It's about healing from it. Surviving pain means you've made it through the storm. Maybe you faced heartbreak, loss, or betrayal, and somehow you didn't break completely. You pushed through. But healing? Healing means you've taken the time to sit with that pain, to understand it, and to allow it to change you, not just scar you. Survival is like holding a heavy weight and refusing to drop it. You manage to carry it, but it still drains you. Healing is putting that weight down, slowly and carefully, until you are free to move forward lighter and stronger. Healing requires courage because it asks us to face our wounds honestly. Sometimes it's easier to cover them up with distractions, work, addictions, anger, or simply pretending everything is fine. This is where many people get stuck. Not because their pain isn't real, but because they're afraid of feeling it fully. Avoiding pain can feel safer, but it's like leaving a wound untreated. It won't disappear on its own, and over time it can get infected, causing more damage. Healing requires that we slow down and say, I see you, pain. I'm ready to understand you. Processing pain means allowing yourself to feel it, reflect on it, and learn from it. It means asking questions like, what did this pain teach me about myself? How did it change my view of the world? What parts of me did it break, and what parts did it build? This process can be slow, messy, and uncomfortable, but it is in this space, between feeling and understanding, that real transformation happens. Healing reshapes your soul, making space for empathy, strength, and wisdom. True healing doesn't mean forgetting or pretending the pain never existed. It means you can remember the pain without reliving it. You stop blaming yourself or others endlessly. You start to find peace with your past. You feel ready to love and trust again, even if cautiously. Healing is not a destination, but a journey. Sometimes you'll feel healed one day, and the next day, a memory might sting again. That's okay. Healing is about growing resilience over time. Have you really healed, or have you just learned how to hide your wounds? Are you masking your pain behind smiles, busyness, or walls? Or have you sat quietly with your wounds, acknowledged them, and begun to mend? This question isn't about judging yourself. It's an invitation to deeper self-awareness. Because only when you truly heal can pain transform from a prison into a teacher. Remember, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. You don't have to carry your pain forever. Healing is the gateway to freedom. It's where the real growth begins. Not just surviving the storm, but learning how to dance in the rain. When we think about greatness, what often comes to mind are the shining moments, the victories, the applause, the respect. We admire the heroes, the leaders, the legends. But what we rarely see is the path they walk to get there. The fire, the struggles, the sacrifices. Greatness never comes without a price, and that price is often pain. Look at any person history calls great. A great artist, a great leader, a great athlete, or even a great friend. Behind their success is a story of hardship. They faced rejection when they started, failure when they tried, loneliness when they persevered. They walked through times when everything around them seemed to burn. Their dreams, their hopes, their confidence. Take a moment to think about this. If a leader never felt lost, would they know how to guide others? If a musician never struggled, would their music touch souls? These fires forge character. The heat melts away the unnecessary, leaving only what is essential: purpose, strength, humility. Many dream of greatness. They imagine what it would be like to succeed, to be recognized, to change the world. But only a few step forward and pay the price of pain to make those dreams real. Pain is the gatekeeper. It separates those who only wish from those who will act. Some give up when the road gets tough. Some find excuses to turn back. But the doers, the ones who become legends, lean into the pain. They use it as fuel. This is a crucial truth. Pain isn't just an obstacle, it's a signpost. It signals you're on the path worth taking. Without pain, there's no growth, no real progress, only comfort and stagnation. Your pain is not a burden to hide. It's a gift to use. Let your pain push you when you feel like giving up. Let your pain build you into someone stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Let your pain lead you home, to the best version of yourself. No matter what you're going through today, remember this. Every great person you admire was once where you are now. The pain you feel is not the end of your story. It's the fire refining your spirit. So next time pain comes knocking, don't shut the door. Open it. Invite it in. Let it teach you, challenge you, and grow you. Because that pain is the price of your greatness. And paying it is the bravest, most beautiful thing you can do. No man grows without pain. But not every man allows pain to grow him. You have two choices when pain knocks on your door: break down or break through. Which will you choose? Your story isn't over. It's just going through its fire chapter. And fire, my friend, refines gold. Remember, pain isn't just something to endure. It's a powerful teacher that shapes who we become. Every struggle, every setback is a step forward in your journey of growth. So embrace your challenges, stay strong, and never forget, no man grows without pain. If this video inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe for more real talk. Until next time, keep pushing, keep growing, and keep believing in your power.